It's a rally! Guys, I'm using a tissue box as a tripod. Does that mean I'm a YouTuber now? Rally, 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 rally! Apologies in advance for the wind noise, the bug noise, the bird noise, and the potential lawn care noise. I have no proficient equipment, but I'm doing my best, so here we go. So, as some of you may know, last weekend I was on the Northeast Rally, yeah! Check it out! P.S. Thank you, sponsors! Best time of my life. Best time of my life. Literally, most amazing, incredible, wonderful experience. Changed my life. I did not only learn rally lessons, but I learned life lessons. Like, life motherfucking lessons on a road rally. Like, what could be better than that? For those of you who don't know, the road rally that I did was basically like the Gumball or the Cannonball Run, you know, those kind of rallies, but like a much smaller version of that. We're not going cross country or anything, it's just an East Coast thing. Just really cool because I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so basically how it's set up, like for example, this year I knew that we were going to Washington, D.C., but I had no idea what was in between our start point in Connecticut and Washington, D.C. So you don't know until the day that you start. You get that book that I showed you. It's got like, well, I put day 3 first because that's the most recent thing that we were dealing with. But it has all these like checkpoints, rolling and stopping, and that kind of like guides you where to go. But it's still kind of figure out how to get there on your own. But that's the fun part of it. Doing a road rally challenges you in so many ways. It's incredible. Like, it not only challenges your driving skills, but it challenges your endurance because a lot of times you're running on like little to no sleep, marginal food. Sometimes the food stops are not the greatest for everyone, sometimes they are. Sometimes you eat gas station food when you can. Yeah, you're just overtired, hungry, thirsty, caffeinated, crazy people who are all driving around in their cars. So it challenges your endurance. It also challenges your ability to problem solve and kind of think on your feet because sometimes the group gets separated and you got to figure out either where they're going or where you want to go to get to the next checkpoint. It doesn't totally matter if you stay with the group or not because some people would get separated and that's fine as long as you end up at the stopping points. It's all good. So that's really cool. And then I think the most valuable thing that I learned from this road rally was just being able to say fuck it. Fuck it and just hope for the best. Because sometimes, like I said, people get lost, group gets separated, no one knows where they're going, and sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck it. I hope this works out, let's just put it in the GPS and go. Like, and it's not a big deal, you know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I'm one to worry about like, oh my god, we have to be on time, oh my god, we're leaving here at this point, oh my god, we're supposed to be going to this rolling checkpoint, but like sometimes you just gotta like think on your feet and just roll with the punches. I feel like I'm getting interviewed and I'm so nervous. What I wanted to do with you guys was kind of take you like day by day through what happened and tell you about it and all them good things and what I learned from it and just, yeah, because it's like, it was seriously life-changing and I'll never forget it. And I get so excited, I keep stuttering. Last year, it was a 3-day rally last year, and because plans were a hot mess last year, we only did a day and a half. That day and a half changed my life, and ever since I left that rally, I could not, like, I think every single day after that, I thought about the rally, and this year's rally, and bringing Belle, and driving in my first rally. It was just so exciting, and I literally looked forward to this all year, and I'm so happy that I got to do it. Oh, just so grateful. It's one of the most incredible experiences. Again, I highly recommend it if you love driving. So let's get into it. Sorry for the interruption, but we have a very important announcement to make. Guess who made it back home today? this beautiful girl. I'm just gonna show you guys some of the rally accessories. Shoot for details. Amazing. Added that little bit. Got some beautiful stripes up there. Northeast Rally. Taking the road less traveled. Oh yeah. Mover gang. Yeah. And just look at that butt. Look at it. My beautiful, beautiful lady. So very good to have you home. You're hot. Hi. So, yeah. I kind of talked way too much in my last video. So I figured I should probably cut that back a little bit. And I also didn't feel right making a video about the rally without the lady, because she was the whole part of it. I'm so happy that she's back. Yay! There's the hugest dragonfly. Oh my god. Look at that thing. Oh my god. What are you doing? That was the hugest dragonfly I've ever seen. Oh, shit. So I decided to focus what I'm going to talk about on what I learned from the rally, which is what I was so pumped about, is that I was saying, like, I learned life lessons there. And so I'm going to focus more on, like, because I had anxiety attacks every single day of the rally, and it was still the best time of my life. So I just wanted to focus on that and kind of show how I learned from that and grew from that. And I'm really thankful that I got put in those situations, because, you know, you really have to push yourself outside your comfort zone to grow, and that's exactly what I did. And I don't know, it's just so awesome to be there, because, like, even a year ago, if I had had these anxiety attacks, I probably would have wanted to stop the rally and just go home. But every single one of them I worked through, I persevered, I really dug deep to figure out what was going on and try and resolve it. And it's all good. Day one. Back roads, back roads, back roads, back roads, back roads. So many back roads. I'm not the most comfortable with back roads. I had a very, very bad experience with back roads that I will get into another time. I was going along, and it was weird because I didn't feel comfortable with my car on the roads, and, like, it was weird to me because I do autocross, I've done a track day, like, I know very well how my car handles, and I don't know, something was just not feeling right, and I didn't feel like pushing it that hard. Halfway through I realized, I was like, oh my god, there's 2 things of luggage in the back, and, like, backpacks and snacks and all kinds of things in the trunk that I never have in the trunk. I never have anything in my trunk, so I was not used to that extra weight. But thankfully, just subconsciously, I accommodated accordingly. I was at the front of the pack with a Lotus Exige S leading the way, 2 S4s, a C63 AMG behind me, and an E60 M5 behind that. So those are all, like, Autobahn monsters, tons and tons of power. Like, my car was severely affected by the extra weight in the back. I could feel it, like, the power loss, and I had to work really hard to keep up with them, but I did. I was up in the front of the pack with everybody, and it was amazing, and I was so in the zone. Like, I was just in it, I was focused, I was doing my thing, it felt great. I'm good with twisty, curvy roads, that's fine, but these back roads had so many, like, big crests that you couldn't see over, and those sketched me the fuck out, because if you do that wrong and gravity takes you, like, gravity has you, it's gravity, it's not gonna change science. That kind of freaked me out, and I was being very cautious over those because I had so much extra weight in the back. And that C63 AMG was on my butt. And on the track day, actually, I got critiqued for that because I'd get really nervous when people were in my mirror, because I'm used to autocross where, like, if anyone's behind you at autocross, there's something seriously wrong. So I'm used to that, and it kind of makes me nervous when people are that close to me, but I definitely got to work on that. So I'll work on that. But anyways, we went over this huge crest, and I was very careful, and the AMG actually like went around me and passed me, and that immediately triggered a panic attack. Like, cause like I said, I had a really bad experience where someone made fun of me for not being able to keep up. This is like 2 months into me learning how to drive stick, and he made fun of me for not being able to keep up, and I got lost, and he made fun of me for it and rubbed it in my face, and that was not very nice. So having that happen where he passed me on the rally, like even though it wasn't the same situation at all and no one was upset with me, it just triggered me like instantly. So I started having a panic attack, and I couldn't stop thinking like, I'm not good enough, I'm not fast enough, I can't keep up with them, I'm not good enough, I can't be here. I mean, I could be there, but like I was like, man, like I don't belong up here with these guys. I was proud of myself though, because I think, like I was saying, if that had even happened to me a year ago, I think I would have stopped my car, let everybody go by me, and I probably would have wanted to go home from the rally. Like I would have just been like, done, nope, can't deal with this. But I was really proud of myself because I kept going. I was having a panic attack and I kept driving. Like, I don't know, that says a lot because it's tough having a panic attack. Excuse me, plane. Thankfully, the road kind of came to an end and we all came to a stop sign, so we kind of had a second to like chill. And I didn't let anybody pass me, and I was gonna keep going with the group and push on, but like as soon as we started going hard again, I was like, nah, I can't do this. So I pulled over and let everybody go by me so I could just go at my own pace and not worry about it, because I was having a panic attack and I couldn't stop thinking like, oh, I'm not fast enough, I'm not good enough, oh my god, like I can't even be here, I shouldn't be here, I can't drive this hard, I'm not good enough, like just all those kind of repetitive negative thoughts that happen when I have an anxiety attack. So we get to the restaurant and I am in like no mood to talk to anybody. I'm still in my anxious, like self-destructive kind of mood, just not totally there. When you have an anxiety attack, you're kind of like, my co-driver was so amazing. He was telling me all these amazing, positive, wonderful things, but I don't know if you guys out there have anxiety, but when you're having an attack, you kind of can't hear what people are saying to you because you're so stuck in your own mind. So even though he was saying these amazing, very true things, I couldn't hear it. I just couldn't hear it because I was so stuck in my head. The guy who passed me, he actually came over once we were all done eating, and he thought my co-driver was driving. So he goes, hey, how'd you like me passing you? That wasn't a problem, right? And my co-driver's like, well, I don't know, I wasn't driving, she was. And he was like, oh man, that was you driving? You were doing so great. Oh my god, that's awesome. Like, he thought it was him, which meant the world to me because I have looked up to my co-driver as a driver since the day I met him. And I've always wanted, like, it's been a dream of mine to be mistaken for him driving, and that happened. And I couldn't believe it, I was so happy. And when that happened, like, my face lit up, I snapped out of my anxiety. I kind of had a little conversation, and the guy went away, and I was talking to my co-driver, and I was like, oh my god, I was in the pack, I was in the front of the pack with, like, the fastest cars, and I kept up with a little V6. Compared to all these other crazy, like, supercharged, boo, power V10 things, like, my baby girl with her little V6, like, she kept up, even though she had extra weight in the back, and it was so hot out, she was doing amazing. My co-driver was like, yeah, I've been telling you that the whole time, and I was like, oh my god, I just didn't even realize. But anyways, I snapped right out of it, and I realized, like, I kept up. Like, I don't know, anxiety's tricky like that, because it triggered me into something that I experienced in the past, but that's not at all how it was this time around. And it was just so amazing to realize that, like, I freaking kept up. Like, I hate back roads. I had that really traumatizing experience, and I handled it. She handled it, I handled it, even with the extra weight and everything. Just so amazing. Ugh. Very, very proud. Day 2! So day 2 was not a very difficult driving day. It was an incredibly awesome day. We went to the National Air and Space Museum, and my mind was blown 100 times over. Just craziness. I loved it. I wish I could go back. What really caught me by surprise though was I was hanging out with two of my best friends on the rally. We're just out having a good time. We're walking around trying to find a pizza place that would make us a freaking pineapple pizza, and we couldn't find one. Like, what? Pineapple on pizza is the best. I don't care what you say. I love pineapple pizza. We were just having a good time, and it kind of got me down because I kept trying to talk and they wouldn't listen to what I was saying, or they wouldn't really react to what I was saying or like interact with me. That triggered my anxiety, because that's also what my ex used to do to me. He'd bring me along to hang out with his friends, and then he would just not listen to anything I'd try and say or interact with people, so then no one would really listen to me, and I didn't really feel like I was very important, or that I should even be there, or that I was worth listening to, so that was rough. So that's kind of my background experience with that. So having that happen, even though I know that's not their intentions at all, triggered my anxiety again. It just made me think those thoughts of like, Kaylee, why are you even talking? Like, you're not worth it, you're not important enough, like, just stop, like, just no one cares about what you're saying, just shut up. I kind of like shut down and didn't really say anything, and I was just kind of walking behind them, very like closed off. But anyways, so yeah, that was the anxiety for that night, and it really, really, really was challenging for me because that was one of those things that I hadn't really experienced since my past relationship. So that really caught me off guard because I thought, it's just really interesting because I really thought I had worked through a lot of the anxieties and the triggers that happen. I don't know how to explain this. I thought I worked through the triggers that are always caused by what happened in my past relationship, but there were these whole slew of new ones that I discovered on the rally, which was difficult, but I'm really glad that I did so that I could work through them and overcome them and feel that much stronger. I went back to the hotel room early because I was just like mentally just beating myself up again because anxiety is so much fun. Not. Again, my co-driver was super amazing and really helped me through it, and you know, I don't know, when that happens, I feel like my brain is broken, like it's wired wrong, and it's really hard to rewire it and think differently sometimes when you're stuck in an anxiety attack. It's really hard to get yourself to rethink, and I know that I should have been, but I don't know, sometimes your brain is just trained to think those things and feel those ways because that's how someone made me feel for years of my life. So I don't know, my co-driver was super amazing though, like I said. He really helped me through it, and I really appreciate it. So, more good vibes and overcoming things, which was great. Oh, day 3. What a day that was. One anxiety attack, one immensely huge panic attack. So, what happened in the morning was we headed out for Ocean City, Maryland, which I have an interesting story about coming up. So we headed out for Ocean City, Maryland. We were on the highway, and some of us, there was like a big group ahead, and then there was like 4 or 5 of us that got stuck at a light or something, so we were kind of in a smaller pack, and I was leading it, and I was trying really hard to catch up to the people who were ahead, but there was just a lot of traffic, and it was hard to find the room, and it was really frustrating because like I could see them up there, but I just couldn't actually catch up to them because there's too many things in the way. So I got really frustrated, and I was putting so much pressure on myself when really, I think I said this the other day when I recorded, like, hugest lesson of the rally, just say fuck it. Just say fuck it and do your own thing. Get to the stopping points as you need. You don't have to be with the group. It doesn't matter. As long as you have an awesome co-driver, like, you're good. Subconsciously, I was just putting so much pressure on myself, and I was getting really frustrated because, again, I was feeling like I couldn't keep up, like I wasn't good enough. I think I kind of had a breakdown at the gas station that we all stopped at. I was just overworking my brain. And what I realized is when I finally caught up with the big group, I was like, I didn't need to catch up to them. Why was I putting so much pressure on myself? I could have just hung back with the other people. Like, there was like I said, 5 of us back there. I could have just hung out in the back with them. I don't know why I put so much pressure on myself. Again, what I realized was from my past mentally abusive relationship, he made me feel like if I couldn't keep up with the pack, like I wasn't good enough. And he'd make fun of me for it, and not in a blatant way, but in a low-key, like, getting in your mind kind of way. So I was putting all this pressure on myself because that's what I was used to. Someone making fun of me for not being able to keep up and not being with the pack and being like, oh, great, now we're, like, alone. Great. Like, you know, sarcastic stuff like that. But, again, that's not the situation that I'm in anymore. And, like, this rally was so great for me because I realized, like, what amazing supportive people I have around me, and I don't have to be so scared or put so much pressure on myself or feel any kind of negative way because I have surrounded myself with good people. I realized I was putting pressure on myself for no good reason, because either way, if I'm with the pack or not, it doesn't matter. Like, we're still having the best time of our lives on the rally. So that was a great lesson. And now for the grand finale. There was this, I don't know what bridge it was, but it was absolutely gorgeous, and it was humongous and very long and kind of curved over the ocean or whatever body of water we're going over. I assume it's the ocean because it was massive. But it was gorgeous, and for some reason everybody in the rally train like packed into the left easy pass lane when there was like 3 of them. So someone came on the radio and was like, guys, like, you don't have to all pack into the same easy pass lane. So my co-driver was driving and we went in the one that was more to the right, and we ended up on a completely separate bridge than everybody. There was like 2 parallel bridges going together, but we were on the right one and I think everybody else was on the left one, so we got separated from everybody. But fuck it, who cares? We're on a rally, it's amazing. So we got separated from everyone, which was fine because we were just cruising to Ocean City, Maryland. Right as we were getting close to Ocean City, we randomly, I swear to God, it felt like we were in bumfuck. Like, we were in the middle of nowhere, back roads. And all of a sudden, we get to this stop sign, and up ahead, we see one of the rally cars, and we're like, what? Because we hadn't seen one in hours because we got separated from everybody. So we're like, oh my God, sick. We're making our way to Ocean City, and there is all kinds of traffic to get over the bridge to go to Ocean City. And we were sitting in it, and there's actually this gas station that we could cut through because the other rally car was kind of further ahead of us. There's this gas station we could cut the corner to. So we cut through there, and actually the way traffic ended up working out, we pulled right in front of our rally friend, so it worked out perfectly. Thank the car gods that we were with them, because they were such a huge help, and it would have been really rough if we were stuck by ourselves. But we get on the bridge. It's almost standstill traffic. It's barely moving. We get on the bridge. We're not even halfway across, and everything's going fine. Belle's running 100%. Literally, my co-driver kept looking at the gauges, and I was like, oh, is something wrong? Because I'm, like, paranoid, you know, she's my baby. And he was like, oh, no, everything's 100% fine. Like, seriously, Kaylee, if Belle weren't running 100%, I would not want to drive her because I don't want to be the one to break her. So I was feeling great about everything. Not even 5 minutes after we had that conversation, he goes to shift from first to second, and he goes, clutch is gone. And I was like, what do you mean the clutch is gone? And he was like, clutch is gone, it's just to the floor, I have nothing. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like kicked back in the passenger seat, like I don't have shoes on, I'm just chilling, thinking we're in traffic, gonna be there soon. And he's like, yep, gonna have to push her. And he's like outside the car already, like pushing her by himself, and I'm like sitting there without my shoes on. And I was like, wait, what? Like, we have to push her? And he was like, well, yeah, we can't sit here. And I was like, all right, so let me get my shoes on and I'll go out and help you. So I go out and start pushing, and there's that rally car behind us, and the driver of that comes over, and he's like, wait, so you guys are pushing the car, you're pushing the car across the bridge? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, we don't really have much choice, we can't really sit here. And he was like, oh, all right, I guess so. And gets back in his car, and he put his flashers on, so people were going around us, and his co-driver actually came and helped push Belle across the bridge, which was really great. And honestly, I mean, I was trying really hard to hold back the panic attack that I was about to have because I really needed to focus all my strength on pushing her across the bridge. But honestly, it was pretty epic. Like, I was pushing Belle across this long bridge to Ocean City, Maryland, which is a place that a ton of car people go to. I'm pushing her across the bridge. I'm like, come on, Belle, come on, Belle, come on, Belle. And I look up and there's the ocean and sailboats and just a beautiful scene, and I was like, you know, all things considered, this is pretty badass. Like, what a way to enter Ocean City. We get across the bridge. Belle's bearings must be so on point because we coasted probably close to a quarter mile. I mean, granted, there was like a downhill after the bridge, so that kind of gave us momentum, but my co-driver actually stopped at a couple, like put the brakes on a little bit because he thought there were places we could park, but we actually coasted all the way into a gravel parking lot and almost into a spot. Like, what? That was incredible. And the rally car that was behind us, they said they circled around a bunch of times trying to figure out where we went because they didn't think we went that far. So that was pretty good on Belle, even though she was hurting real bad. This is the commencement of my panic attack. I was just beside myself. I was crying. I couldn't really talk. I couldn't think. I was just so sad because she's my baby and I hate seeing her hurt. And I just, it was tough. But again, like, I had the most amazing people with me. Like, oh, I'm so thankful. Like, my co-driver was calling places like crazy, trying to figure out where we're going to take the car, how we're going to deal with this. The two rally drivers that were behind us, they hung out to make sure that if we needed a ride, they would be there for us, and they helped calm me down, which was really amazing because, like, not many people are good at that. Really appreciated that they helped me so much. I've had the slave cylinder overheat on me before, and the pedal is squishy, and yes, it sometimes sticks to the floor, but there's still pressure in it. This time around, there was just no pressure on the pedal. It was like flopping like that. Like, there was just no pressure there. I mean, obviously we let it sit because it couldn't move. We let it sit for like half an hour, and just still, it was just no pressure whatsoever. So I knew something was, I was hoping it was a hydraulic line or something, but it was the slave cylinder catastrophically failing. So, she's back now though, which is great. And she's got a slave cylinder that's outside of the transmission, so I really hope that it never overheats again. And the thank you Accelerate for being there for me and fixing the lady in such a quick and timely manner and doing such great work. I really appreciate it. They looked at my flywheel and they found a little bit of scorching on it, so they recommended replacing that. And then they looked at the clutch, and that was pretty worn out and about to need replacing. So she's got all kinds of new goodies in there, and I'm so happy to have her back. Also, unbelievably grateful for the amazingly helpful tow truck drivers that we had along the way. So what ended up happening is I used my co-drivers 100 miles to get us 100 miles north to Bear, Delaware. Then we used my friends 100 miles to get us 100 miles more north to North Brunswick, New Jersey. And I have the most amazing friend ever who, so let me explain this. So when this all was happening, we were trying to call places to figure out what we're going to do, where we're going to take Belle, and honestly what I really wanted was to get her home to Connecticut so I know that she's safe, and I don't want to leave her side. I don't want to leave her in Maryland to get rinky-dink fixed and then have to like come back for her. Like, I'm not leaving her. She's a part of me, you know? So we were trying to figure out what to do. In desperation, I posted a Facebook status saying, like, Belle needs help. If anybody is between Ocean City, Maryland and North Branford, Connecticut that can possibly have a truck and trailer to help us get back to Connecticut, like, please let me know. If you know anybody, like, please, I really need the help. Within minutes of posting this, my very good friend texted me, and he was like, yeah, I can be there in 6 hours. And I was like, what? Like, you're seriously, like, you can really do this? And he was like, yeah, I just need to load up the truck and trailer and find a friend to help me do this. And I was like, what? Like, thank you so much. So we got towed up to New Jersey, and then he met us there. He drove from Massachusetts to New Jersey to pick us up and get us back to Connecticut. And I am forever so grateful for all the help that I received, because we actually made it back to Connecticut in the same night. Granted, we got home at like 4 in the morning, but we made it in the same day. Like what? Like what? Like what? Oh my god. I don't think I will ever be able to believe the fact that we made it from Ocean City, Maryland, all the way back to Connecticut. Like, what? I'm never gonna be able to process that. So thankful for everybody who helped me from there, all the way in between, all the way after, all my rally fam. I love you guys. You guys were so supportive and helpful. People were trying to line up their AAA cards for me. Like, I appreciate it so much. It was so amazing. I don't know, I just wanted to take the time to explain that, like, this experience was the best experience of my life. It was life changing. Like, I feel like a different person now. I feel like a much different, better, stronger, more well-rounded person after this rally. And it's just, I can't recommend it enough. It really challenges you in ways that you didn't even know would be challenging to you. And it's just so rewarding to get through it and conquer it. I just wanted to explain that, like, even though it was the best time of my life, it was still filled with anxiety. I had, like I said, I had an anxiety attack every single day. There was something every day that I had to work through, and I am so proud of myself for working through it and not letting it stop me like it used to. And I just learned so much about myself, and also that nothing is gonna stop you. I have the most amazing friends and family who support me so much and help me so much through all of this, and I'm so grateful for that. And I don't know, I just think it's important to talk about the anxieties that you face and openly talking about it, because it really helps, and it helps you process it, and it's a great accomplishment to overcome it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because even though, like I said, it was the best time of my life, it was not easy. It was a huge challenge, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Even though I didn't get to finish the whole rally, I think this is the most rally experience you could have. And I'm so proud of this lady right here, because she was so strong through everything. And I just love her immensely, and our bond is even stronger now, just like I thought it would be after the rally. And I just couldn't be happier. So, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this video and listening to my stories. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do, you could subscribe to this channel and watch more adventures of me and Belle, because we got things to do and anxieties to overcome all the time. And I love to talk about them, because it really helps me to process everything, and I hope that it helps you too, so that you realize you're not alone in your struggles and that it's gonna be okay. Because I just like to send good vibes out there and help people get through the tough times and make them feel better. So hopefully this video made you smile at some point, and I hope that you guys are having lovely, beautiful, wonderful, enjoyable days, and I will see you next time.